President Muhammadu Buhari approved steering committee to oversee implementation process of Petroleum Industry Act. Assistant Inspector General of Police Zone 6 Headquarters calls for synergy to improve security operations in Cross River State. Plus, correspondent on special assignments finds out level of awareness among people on Delta variant strain of COVID-19. Details shortly. President Muhammadu Buhari has commenced implementation of the newly signed Petroleum Industry Act by approving a steering committee to oversee the process. In a release by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, the steering committee is headed by the Minister of State, Petroleum Resources, Timi Priye-Silva. Other members are Permanent Secretary, Minister of Petroleum Resources, Group Managing Director, NNPC, Executive Chairman, FIRS, Representative of the Ministry of Justice, Representative of the Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Senior Special Assistant to the President on Natural Resources, Olufemi Lijadu, as External Legal Advisor, while the Executive Secretary, Petroleum Technology Development Fund, will serve as head of the Coordinating Secretariat and Implementation Working Group. The primary responsibility of the steering committee shall be to guide the effective and timely implementation of the Petroleum Industry Act in the course of transition to the petroleum industry, emphasized in the reform program, and ensure that the new institutions created have the full capability to deliver on their mandates under the new legislation. The committee has 12 months duration for the assignment, and periodic updates will be given to the President. There is hope for the growth of the oil and gas sector in the country, with the recent signing into law of the Petroleum Industry Bill, which is expected to create stability in the oil industry. Nigerians in Calabar, while reacting to President Muhammadu Buhari's assent of the bill, described it as a welcome development, noting that strategic implementation is key to its success. Nkoyo Etam has details.
The new law has ended decades of uncertainty concerning the future of Nigeria's oil and gas sector as it opens a new phase of wider opportunities in the oil and gas industry. With the recent signing of the Petroleum Industry Bill into law, Nigerians says it will create a new business horizon built on healthy legal frameworks that will push the boundaries of reforms in the sector with realistic optimism for inflow of investment, revenue growth, and job opportunities.
For me, it's good and it is bad. Good in the sense that this administration has passed it, but bad in the sense that some features in there will not be favorable to the citizenry in the very near future.
We have is that our leaders are too greedy, that when this thing comes, because they don't face the consequences, so it always at the detriment of the common man. We are the ones suffering it. But if only they will follow it and do, the problem of our country is implementation.
While congratulating President Buhari and the National Assembly for the passage of the Petroleum Industry Bill and its accents, Nigerians says that the implementation strategy is important.
I feel it is a good one, and it takes courage from Mr. President to sign it. It's something that has been on the pipeline for so many years. It has to do with the transparency of the petroleum industry, the transparency in the way of doing things, and the transparency in sharing formulas to the host communities.
Nigerians now look forward to the federal government's active role to design a new future for Nigeria's oil and gas industry under the new Petroleum Industry Act. In Calabar, Nkoyo Etam, NTA News.
The All Progressives Congress APC congratulates President Muhammadu Buhari for signing the Petroleum Industry Bill 2021 into law as passed by the National Assembly. A statement by the party's National Secretary, Caretaker and Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee, John James Udoide, says the new Petroleum Industry Act is a good way to start, as it is a clear demonstration of the will of a leader determined to do the right thing. The party also hails the leadership of the National Assembly, federal lawmakers, public and private stakeholders in the petroleum industry, as well as the petroleum host communities, for their cooperation, which ensured the Petroleum Industry Bill's successful legislative passage and subsequent presidential assent. The Nigerian economy, according to the statement, is the ultimate beneficiary, as the new Petroleum Act will overhaul the oil and gas industry by providing fiscal framework as well as opening new fiscal incentives to investors. Away from the Petroleum Industry Act, the newly deployed Assistant Inspector General of Police Zone 6 Headquarters, Calabar, Usman Sule Gamna, is appealing for synergy between the police and the people for improved security operations in Cross River State and the zone. The AIG said these at a familiarization visit to Governor Ben Ayade in Calabar. Paul Abel reports.
The AIG says it is necessary to give respect to the state chief executive, hence his visit to Governor Ben Ayade and deliberations on how to improve upon the security architecture of the state and zone. He says its mission is to make security better, but needs the support of the people in providing information to forestall any security breach in the state.
I want to call on the people of the state to give us that needed support. We need it. We cannot do it alone. We must do it together. They must come to us with information so that gives us a better chance to execute whatever we have on ground. So I sincerely want to appeal to the people of this state to come closer to us, to partner with us so that we can succeed.
The AIG promises to employ various security strategies to keep the zone safe. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the new Commissioner of Police in Cross River State, Aminu Al-Hassan, is promising to sustain the peace and security in the state left by his predecessor, Sikiru Akande. The Commissioner stated this after his familiarization visit to Governor Ben Ayade in Calabar. Paul Abel again reports.
Few days after assumption of office in Cross River State, Commissioner of Police Aminu Al-Hassan is on a maiden visit to Governor Ben Ayade, where the duo collaborates on how to sustain the peace in the state. The meeting over, the Commissioner, while addressing newsmen, warns criminals to stay clear from the state.
All we do is to ensure that everybody is harnessed. There are many security stakeholders, and the aim is to harness with all of them to ensure that every citizen in the state is feeling secured. On their own, they can leave the state or choose to stay peacefully, or else we will smoke them from wherever.
The Commissioner was accompanied on the visit by other senior officers in the Cross River State Police Command. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News.
You are still watching NTA Calabar News at 7. You can watch this newscast on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/NTA Calabar. We'll take a break for now and more news when we return. Stay with us.
As news breaks from the north, south, east, and west of Nigeria, we bring it to you. News from the length and breadth of Cross River State is sent to you via this channel.
With movers and shakers in various spheres of influence talking to us, we carve a niche and showcase our experience in broadcasting, because it's NTA Calabar before others.
You can't get this anywhere else. It's only here on NTA Calabar News, showing at this times 3 p.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and 7 p.m. every day. NTA Calabar News. Our experience counts.
Welcome back and thanks for being there. And now to the rest of our bulletin. As at 17 August 2021, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control confirmed 357 new cases of COVID-19. Data shows that Rivers State recorded the highest number of 170 cases, followed by Ondo State 38, Gombe 34, Ogun and Ekiti State had 20 cases each, FCT 18. Others shows that Anambra had 16 cases, Oyo 13, Kwara 10, Imo, Bayelsa and Edo State recorded 6 cases each. The total confirmed cases of the pandemic in the country stands at 183,400. 444 confirmed cases. Just when it seems there is a glimmer of hope in the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic, due to receding cases, there is the emergence of a new mutation known as the Delta variant. Health watchers say the Delta variant is more transmissible, and this is evidenced in the spike in the COVID-19 cases in recent times. What is the level of awareness among the people? Are safety protocols still being observed? Our correspondent seeks answers to these questions. The Delta variant is currently the predominant strain of the virus around the globe, as it is highly contagious, and prevention strategies such as regular hand washing, wearing of face masks in public places, as well as observing other safety protocols, are needed to reduce the transmission of the virus. But are people aware of the Delta variant strain of COVID-19, and how conscious are they to avoid being contracted?
I'm aware of Delta variant, and as you can see, I'm putting on my face mask, which is a way of preventing it. Yes, and I'm advising others too to put on their face mask, not to be infected.
I go to so many places and I see people without mask. Some people don't even wash their hands. A lot of people are they don't really care again.
For the Cross River State government, safety protocols and vaccines are playing crucial roles in limiting the spread of the virus, as the state is expecting the second dose of the COVID-19 vaccines. There is hope that when the vaccines arrive, residents will avail themselves for the vaccination.
We're calling on everybody to come out now. We have the Moderna vaccine and the Johnson & Johnson will be coming in soon. Pfizer vaccines will also be coming in, as well as the AstraZeneca. We ask that everyone should come forward, get vaccinated. If we can get at least 50% of our population vaccinated, then we should be sure that less people will die or come down with complications.
With increasing rates of the Delta variant strain in some states of the Federation, including Cross River State, in a recently released data by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, the Commissioner says measures are in place to curtail its spread, while urging all Nigerians to still strictly adhere to COVID-19 safety protocols. In Calabar, Uduak Etam, NTA News. Still on health matters, studies reveal that about 50 million people the world over live with the HIV/AIDS disease, and about 2 million persons in Nigeria are HIV positive. To stem the spread, a humanitarian assisted research project is carrying out an awareness campaign in Nigeria to educate people on HIV and AIDS-related problems while providing assistance to people living with the disease. Nkoyo Etam reports that due to the recent developments and discoveries on the HIV and AIDS scourge in the world, a seminar was organized in Nta Calabar for the management and staff of the organization.
The maxim that health is wealth has for several decades guided actions of people on the need to take their health seriously, and when it concerns HIV and AIDS. Experts call for abstinence from premarital sex, unprotected sexual activity, or the use of unsterilized sharp objects. State coordinator of the project, Mr. Isaac Otinyi, educated management and staff of Nta Calabar on precautionary measures.
In Nigeria, we have over 50 million people that are living with HIV/AIDS in the world, and we have over 40 million people that have died of HIV/AIDS in the entire world. Then Nigeria, we all know it used to be Benue State with the highest number of people living with HIV/AIDS, but right now is our sister state, Akwa Ibom State, with the highest number of people living with HIV/AIDS in Nigeria. Formerly at a point it was Cross River State. Right now, as I speak to you, is Akwa Ibom State with the highest number of people living with HIV/AIDS is real and is killing people on a daily basis. Take your time, visit hospitals, mostly infection disease hospitals, IDH. You will know the angle we are coming from. If you are married, you stay put to your spouse. But if you are not married, you exhibit self-control, the ability that God has already built to individual out there. If you must have sex, please do use a condom.
Reacting to the lecture, the manager Nta Calabar, Mr. Sam Olalude, represented by the station chief accountant, Mr. Godwin Jack, emphasized the need for more awareness among the citizenry to reduce the spread of the disease.
It's very unfortunate that the rate is very high, but we must also be very careful. We must be sincere to ourselves, we must be faithful to our partners, so that we don't continue to spread this ugly disease around. It's important to stick to one person. There will be some preventive measures if need be, but very importantly, we must abstain from doing those things that are not supposed to do, so that we don't increase the number from time to time.
Statistics shows that in Nigeria, Akwa Ibom tops the list of states with people living with HIV and AIDS. Hence, the Humanitarian Assisted Research Project HAP, in collaboration with the United Nations Agency for International Development, in respect of the World AIDS Day nationwide campaign, are appealing to people to stay safe while spreading the message and not the virus. In Calabar, Nkoyo Itam, NTA News.
As most states in Nigeria battle with the recent cholera epidemic, health experts in Uyo, the Akwa Ibom state capital, have increased advocacy on the importance of improved hygiene, good nutrition, and availability of safe drinking water. Ifeoma Ike Oje reports that while the state has not recorded incidents in the recent epidemic, community health campaigns are in top gear.
Recent cholera epidemic that has affected most states in the Federation has raised concerns and necessitated the need to raise awareness. Hence, community health workers in Akwa Ibom State have continued to warn against factors that could predispose individuals to this deadly disease. There is therefore the need to adhere strictly to good hygienic principles, such as avoiding open defecation, proper washing of fruits and vegetables, as well as eating only well-cooked food. Research shows that infected persons can die of cholera if not promptly and properly managed with oral rehydration and medical care. The more reason people should be armed with the right information on the signs and symptoms of cholera. Bearing in mind that susceptibility to cholera is associated with factors including personal and environmental hygiene as well as nutrition, parents, mostly nursing mothers, say they have fortified activities to keep their family members safe. Prevention, they say, is better than cure, so everyone is expected to maintain healthy living habits to avoid contracting cholera. In Uyo, Ifeoma Ike, NTA News.
To end the news, a recap of the major stories. President Muhammadu Buhari has approved steering committee to oversee implementation process of Petroleum Industry Act. Assistant Inspector General of Police Zone 6 headquarters has called for synergy between the police and public for improved security operations in Cross River State and the zone. It was also in the news that correspondent on special assignment has found out the level of awareness among people on Delta variant strain of COVID-19. That is it on our news this evening. Thanks for watching. Good night.